So today we finally have some good news to talk about as we get closer and closer to the first major of CS2 and the first major of 2024, the Copenhagen Major, which as you can see here is going to be March 17th through March 31st of 2024. We have more and more teams that are getting closer to qualifying or getting eliminated from qualifying for this major altogether. And obviously, as we know, once teams get eliminated from qualifying, that means they will not have a sticker in the Copenhagen Major, which means they are no longer at risk of getting a new borderless sticker and hurting their gains or having their price crash down even more than things are already probably going to crash down if Copenhagen does end up being borderless. So in this video today, we're going to be going over, I think, 14 different stickers that have so far been positively impacted by the Copenhagen Major qualifying. I'm going to be giving some of my thoughts and opinions and updated thoughts and opinions on a lot of these stickers, saying which ones I would maybe be buying or interested in buying in or whatever. But I think, again, overall, this is great news and definitely going to increase the returns of these stickers over time, you know, until they qualify for some other major, get new borderless stickers or whatever. So that's what we're going to be going over in this video today. Of course, first, let me plug my cash trading business. If you are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, I buy anything and everything, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. My trade link is going to be the second link as well. We can get you guys cash in whatever payment method you're looking for quickly, easily, and safely. You don't have to worry about getting scammed or anything like that. Recently, I bought these sports gloves, Amphibious. I think they're the first time I've ever owned Amphibious gloves. They're so sick. I love getting to buy and sell items. It is so fun. And of course, it helps support what I'm doing on this channel as well. So again, if you guys have any items, definitely hit me up. We can work something out. With that being said, let's get right into this. So this is definitely a topic that I have been looking into a lot. I've been trying to follow the qualifying and all this stuff a ton recently. I think right now we're on a little bit of a pause until the next round of these RMRs starts and everything like that. So we have a couple weeks before we really find out more entirely what teams are going to be going to Copenhagen and which ones aren't. But we do know that some teams have already been eliminated, or some teams no longer exist anymore, or some teams have changed their logos altogether. So there is a list that Price Empire has put together about which teams are in better positions headed into the Copenhagen Major, or just, you know, good positions altogether. Now, this list is not just from teams with borderless stickers or a unique borderless sticker or whatever. Some of these teams, I do believe, have multiple borderless stickers. Some of these teams just have a Rio sticker. So I didn't necessarily love this list in its entirety, but I did want to go over some stickers based off this list of teams that have not or will not be qualifying for Copenhagen. So first up is the big Stockholm Hollow. Now, of course, when I take a look at the three borderless sticker collections of Paris, Antwerp, and Stockholm, the ones that I want to buy the most are Stockholm. They are the best looking set of the three, in my opinion. They are the most iconic. They're that first modern borderless sticker set, and of course, they are going to have the lowest quantities. Now, I know that the hollows are much easier to pull in Stockholm, but again, the rates are much, or just the overall quantities and supplies are lower. So yes, Antwerp and Paris, those hollows are going to be harder to pull, so we're going to have less of those, but still, the numbers on Stockholm are still going to be down. Overall, prices are going to be better, and I do think in the long run, Stockholm will probably be the best performing of these three sets. So the fact that Big has this sticker from Stockholm, and again, according to Price Empire, they will not be qualifying for Copenhagen. This makes this one pretty interesting to me. Now, this one is a little bit on the cheaper side. It's not super cheap, but it's around $6. Again, these are Steam prices, so you can get them even cheaper on third-party marketplaces. This says it's $1.66 on Skin Baron. I don't know if that's true or whatever. This logo doesn't look great. It's a circle logo. It's got a weird kind of rainbow hollow background. I can't imagine it's too great for collecting or crafting or anything like that, but I do believe it's actually had decent returns in the past year and stuff. Now this is down 16%, but of course, obviously it depends when you've looked at it from. We're in a weird point right now. I don't know if you back this up a little bit, if it's going to look any better or not, but yeah, I think there's no way this has negative returns in the past year. I've looked at stuff like this before, so I don't know exactly what the point of this is. Obviously, things have dropped a little bit as we've gotten closer and closer to Copenhagen as well, but this is a sticker that I think should do okay in the long run. Obviously, it's not one of my top choices from Stockholm or anything like that. Yes, Big also has this sticker from Antwerp, but again, it looks entirely different than this one from Stockholm, so I wouldn't really mind owning either one of these. Now, these are both cheaper. Again, this Antwerp one, really on the cheap end, being right around $1. You can definitely get this for below $1, depending where you look. Again, these graphs are also going to be Steam prices, so they're not really even going to tell the whole story, but this one from Antwerp is actually up 71% in the past year as a very cheap sticker as well. So this one, if I had to buy between one of these big stickers, even though I really like Stockholm, the fact that this big from Antwerp looks better, is unique, and is so much cheaper, I would probably want to go with the Antwerp one in this case. We also have 9 from Paris. Now, again, out of these 3 majors, Paris is going to be the one that I probably least want to buy because the quantities are just going to be so much higher. It's going to be so much more difficult. But if there is a really, really good looking sticker from Paris, I would definitely want to check it out and would definitely be interested. Unfortunately for us, 9 is not that. 9 is another circle logo. Yes, I love that they're not qualifying for Copenhagen, so I think that's awesome. I think that's great. That definitely makes it way more attractive to me. This thing's at $3.32. I wish it was even cheaper. But yes, you do not have to worry about a new 9 coming out in Copenhagen. So that's definitely one to keep an eye on as well. We have Entropic, and this is a big one because obviously people have a lot of money invested in Entropic because this is kind of a more expensive sticker. This one's around $11 right now, and if we zoom out, this one has been at crazy prices. You can see all the way back here up to like $16. This thing is up 97% in the past year, and the fact that they have been eliminated from Copenhagen qualifying is going to be a big deal for this one. This is a really good looking logo. It's green, it's cool, it's Stockholm. So many good things going for Entropic. I don't know if this is necessarily one I would be buying right now because overall it's been really highly rated for quite a long time. I think it will continue to do well in the long run. Obviously, if this one ever gets an alternative borderless, it's going to be hit really hard. But of all the ones you can buy, this one is definitely one that I would keep an eye on. But it's still not one of my favorites just because it's a little bit more expensive and it's had a lot of hype built up into it. That's I think some of the gains have already been had with this one. I would probably want to look for ones that are a little bit more underrated. Now, this one, the Price Empire graph, and this is what I mean. Price Empire's or not Price Empire. CS:GO stocks has been so weird lately because, like, okay, obviously Godsent Hollow didn't go from $4.30 to $1.09 in one day. So I don't even know. A lot of these graphs are really messed up. I know CS:GO stock's been having some issues, but according to them, Godsent is up 88% in the past year. Now, this is one that I do actually like and really want to keep an eye on. The fact that they did not qualify for Copenhagen, I think, is a really big deal. This one actually has done well, too. It's had very good returns. I think it's a cool logo. It's unique, iconic, interesting. It stands out. I think it's actually pretty cool for collecting. It has some good opportunities for crafts and stuff like that. It's a cool color, a cool logo. This is one that I would definitely keep an eye on. And again, the fact that it's Stockholm as well is a big plus for me. So I'm definitely looking at that. We have this one, the 9Z Hollow from Antwerp. Now, this one is a little bit polarizing, I think. I think some people really like this one. I am not as big of a fan of this. I don't think the logo looks that cool. I do like the purple stickers. I think they can be very cool, but even now, we're starting to get more and more purple stickers, even with, some different options in Paris and stuff like that. But this one has, I believe, has done pretty well in the past year. Obviously, yes, up 231%, but it's a little bit more expensive. But the fact that obviously they're not qualifying is a big deal. It's from Antwerp, so I don't think it's as good as Stockholm. This isn't one that I would necessarily be buying right now. But hey, the fact that they're not qualifying for Copenhagen or getting a new sticker is definitely a big plus. Fluxo from Paris. Again, this one to me is like the cooler purple sticker, and the fact that it's so much cheaper at $3, I would almost be more inclined to look at Fluxo over the 9Z Hollow at this point. It's obviously maybe not as cool of a logo or whatever, but just so much cheaper, still purple, still scratches a lot of that itch from the 9Z Hollow. And yes, the fact that Fluxo is not qualifying for Copenhagen, again, obviously, I can't even talk, obviously is very good. So keep an eye out on that one there. I really like the Fluxo from Paris. It's probably one of my favorites from the whole sticker set. Now, this is one that I have been buying and probably will continue to buy. This one is very cool. This is a great looking sticker, a great looking logo. It probably doesn't have the best craftability or whatever, but as far as collectability and uniqueness and in terms of gains, this has been one of the best performing stickers from Stockholm, not in terms of price, but in terms of returns, up 81% in the past year. This is one that I love. They have a new logo, so not only do you not have to worry about them qualifying for Copenhagen, you don't have to worry about them qualifying and getting this same sticker ever again, which is way better, because just because a team doesn't qualify for Copenhagen doesn't mean that you're not going to have to worry about them just qualifying for the next major and the next major and the next major, and that's always going to be stressful. That's always going to eat into the gains because the market and returns and stuff don't like risk, but there is no risk with something like Sharks. It's Stockholm. It's a cool logo. It's a discontinued logo. This is one that I would be buying up very aggressively and very actively right now. We have a couple of these Copenhagen Flame stickers. Again, this is a discontinued team. I don't know how I feel about this because, yes, clearly the Stockholm and the Antwerp stickers are different, but it's obviously the same logo. It's just different colors. It's a different halo effect. They are different, but I don't know. Obviously, of the two, I think that the Stockholm one is Stockholm, so it's better. I think it looks cooler. I think it's better for crafts. But the Antwerp one, obviously being Red Fire, is kind of cool too. I think they both have an interesting place. I wouldn't really mind owning either one of them. I think they both will hopefully do well in the future, and the fact that there's only two of them, we're only ever going to get two of them, and they're at least different enough. And if you were going to get a duplicate, at least have it be a fire logo. It's literally just like a flame. That's always going to be simple and craftable and collectible. So I kind of like these both. They're not my favorites, but I wouldn't really mind owning or purchasing right now either one of the Copenhagen Flames ones. Gambit is another one that I actually really like as well. We can see here from this, Gambit is on the discontinued. So again, not only will you not have to worry about them qualifying for Copenhagen, but no majors ever again. This thing's up 106% in the past year. It's still relatively cheap at $3.50. I think it's cool. It's red. It's a nice, simple, but good-looking logo. This is a big one for me. This is one of my favorites. I own a couple Gambits, like maybe 5 or 6, nothing crazy, but I do own some Gambit, and I could definitely see myself purchasing some more. Movistar Riders. This is one that I recently bought a couple $100 worth once they got the news that they were changing to Movistar Koi or whatever it's called. I don't like this sticker. I don't think it looks good, but I do think, obviously, it's been iconic from this set. It's done well. Again, you can't really see on this graph, but this one has done well. It has had positive gains and returns, especially if we look to, I don't know, like this point or something like that. I don't even know how this website works all the way. If you look to like this point, it was up, according to this, 24%. At one point, obviously, it has not, things have gone down as we get closer and closer to Copenhagen, but Movistar Riders, I think, is one in the long term that's going to continue to do well. It's one, again, I think I own like, I don't know, $300, $400, $500 worth of these, and I feel pretty confident about them, holding them for a couple years now. And again, I like that it's Stockholm. I like that it's blue. Yeah, it's an ugly logo, an ugly sticker, but at least there'll be no replicas and duplicates. So I'm excited about that. We have the Evil Geniuses from Stockholm as well. Again, another discontinued one. Evil Geniuses is just an absolute disarray as an organization. Probably going to be imploding as an organization before too long. Overall, I think it's kind of a cool logo. It's black, so it's a little bit different. There's not like a ton of, I feel like, just like all black logos and stickers. I know a lot of people don't really like this one. They say it's not that popular. I think it might be a little bit underrated. Very cheap, up 81% in the past year, $2.72. This is one, honestly, that I would not mind buying. I don't own any of this, but I could definitely see myself buying some. And then finally, the last one they have, this is one again that I actually really like. It's the Outsiders. Very unique, very interesting, strange, ugly logo. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's attractive, but it has done well, and I could definitely see it continuing to do well. Again, this says 300% in the past year. I have no idea what to even make of any of these numbers anymore. I wish CSGO stocks will get their shit together here pretty soon, but I do know from what I've looked at in the past that the Outsiders Hollow from Antwerp has done very well, and the fact that it's discontinued and also from like a cool, iconic team, is going to definitely help in the long run. I think this one will continue to do well. It's always going to be strange, interesting, unique, weird, whatever, and that's going to, I think, add some value and some collectability and just some kind of allure around it in the long run. But again, the fact that they will not be getting a new sticker like this definitely lends me towards it. So some of the ones I'm definitely most excited about is stuff like Sharks, stuff like Godsent, Outsiders, Movistar Riders, things like that I think are going to do really well. Even stuff like Evil Geniuses. Gambit I think is cool too. Those are definitely some of my top choices. But overall, I think this is great news for all of these stickers, all these teams that will not be qualifying for Copenhagen. And it's just one less thing to worry about and one more thing to hopefully help the gains and the returns on them overall, both in the short term and in the long term. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Hopefully I catch you in the next one. Until then, peace.